Welcome back to Legendary Machine, the channel where we break down the most iconic rides and cutting-edge machines hitting the streets. Today, we're diving deep into the 2026 Honda Civic, a name that has earned its stripes over decades, and yet somehow, Honda keeps finding new ways to evolve this legend. Let's get right into it. The 2026 Honda Civic arrives with a bold exterior that stands apart from its predecessors. Honda has gone for a sleeker, more refined look that balances sportiness with mature design. Up front, the redesigned grille is now more integrated into the body, giving it a wider and more grounded appearance. The headlights are sharper, almost blade-like, with a slimmer LED profile that gives the Civic a modern, aggressive stare. There's also a subtle change in the hood lines, more pronounced and sculpted, giving the front fascia a muscular vibe without trying too hard. On the sides, the Civic maintains its signature low and wide stance. The 2026 model rides slightly lower than the outgoing version, improving both aesthetics and performance. Honda's designers have cleaned up the body lines, especially around the fenders and doors. There's a sense of flow and continuity that wasn't quite as strong in previous models. The door handles remain body-colored and flush, giving the side profile a clean, uninterrupted surface. Depending on the trim, you'll get 17 to 19-inch alloy wheels, all with new spoke patterns that contribute to the Civic's more premium look. Moving to the rear, Honda keeps things tidy but fresh. The taillights are slimmer and more angular than before, now connected by a dark trim piece that visually widens the car. It's a subtle trick, but it works. The rear bumper has been reshaped with functional-looking air outlets and a slight diffuser-like element, giving it a hint of performance without looking like it's trying to mimic a race car. In the sport and touring trims, you'll find dual exhaust tips and a small lip spoiler, hinting at the car's performance capabilities. Now let's talk performance, because the 2026 Civic isn't just a looker, it delivers where it counts. The base engine remains a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder, producing around 158 horsepower and 138 lb-ft of torque. But where it gets interesting is with the 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, which returns with a small bump in performance, now delivering up to 190 horsepower and 180 lb-ft of torque. Honda has refined the turbo tuning and throttle response, and it's noticeable. The car feels quicker off the line, with less turbo lag and smoother power delivery across the rev range. Transmission options remain the same, a continuously variable transmission for most trims, and a 6-speed manual in the enthusiast-focused C and Type R variants. For daily driving, the CVT is surprisingly responsive and doesn't drone as much as in previous generations. It simulates gear shifts under load and keeps the engine in the sweet spot more effectively than before. The 2026 Civic continues to impress with its handling. Thanks to a more rigid chassis and revised suspension geometry, it feels planted through corners and composed over rough pavement. The steering is tight and predictable, with just enough weight to make it feel engaging without being too heavy for city driving. Honda's tuning hits that sweet spot between comfort and agility, something a lot of competitors still struggle to get right. In terms of braking and road grip, the new Civic excels. Brakes are firm and confidence-inspiring, and the improved tire options, especially in the touring and sport trims, mean you get better cornering grip without sacrificing ride quality. Honda has also improved sound insulation across the board, so the cabin stays quieter even at highway speeds, letting you focus more on the drive and less on road noise. Now let's take a quick look inside. The interior of the 2026 Civic carries forward the clean horizontal design we saw in the 2022 refresh, but with smarter material choices and upgraded tech. The dashboard features a honeycomb metal trim that hides the air vents, keeping the aesthetic sharp and modern. The digital instrument cluster is standard on most trims now, with a larger 10.2-inch display in higher variants. It's crisp, responsive, and fully customizable. At the center is a 9-inch infotainment system, finally with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. The touchscreen is more responsive this year, with less lag and more intuitive menus. Honda's decision to retain physical knobs for volume and climate control is a smart one, functionality over flash. seating remains supportive and comfortable, with new materials that look and feel more upscale. There's plenty of rear legroom, and the trunk space is class-leading, making the Civic a practical option for both city and long-haul drivers. That wraps up our review of the 2026 Honda Civic. It's not just an evolution, it's a thoughtful refinement of a car that already had a solid foundation. Whether you're a longtime Civic fan or just stepping into the market, this machine deserves your attention. Be sure to subscribe to Legendary Machine for more honest, in-depth reviews. Until next time, keep driving what moves you.